after my injuries, I didn't have any hopes and dreams. I just thought I was at the bottom, that was it.
I would start shaking and I wanted to just go away before I caused some damage.
My wife has found me at the bottom of the stairs, curled up, crying.
The transition back to civilian life after serving in the forces can be a real struggle for many veterans affected by physical and non-physical injuries like depression, anxiety and PTSD. This can lead to them feeling isolated from their friends, families and the wider communities they live in, facing challenges of unemployment, homelessness and feeling helpless with a sense that there's nowhere to turn for help. Thankfully, the charity Walking with the Wounded does vital work to support veterans, helping to save their jobs, homes, relationships, and sometimes their lives. Neil's career in the military spanned nearly 20 years. The adjustment to civilian life was tough for him.
You think that something's going to happen, constantly watching open windows, constantly changing sides of the street, lots of people, gets my anxiety up.
Neil found work as an HGV driver, but found that the long shifts and pressurised work aggravated the PTSD he'd developed from his deployment in Bosnia years earlier.
One night when I was driving back in a lorry, I had a feeling that I was wearing a steel helmet with the chin strap digging into my chin. Thought I was possibly back in Bosnia, got out of the cab, looked down and went, this is the UK. And it just wouldn't register. And I just said to my bosses, look, I can't do this. Something's up, something's wrong.
With help from Walking with the Wounded employment advisor Alex, Neil achieved a complete career change. She assisted him with job applications, helping him prepare for his interviews.
How's everything going? How's work?
Everything's going good, yeah, it works brilliant, yeah, new role. With Alex's help and Walking with the Wounded, they've given me a brighter outlook.
Neil is now employed as a cover supervisor at a local secondary school.
I'm assisting teachers, I'm helping kids out, and it's a different environment. Nobody's on my back, nobody's pressuring me to do things. If I'm not comfortable doing it, they don't let me do it. I've definitely seen the change. My friends have seen the change, and that's all thanks to Walking with the Wounded.
Getting veterans into rewarding employment is a vital part of what this charity does. It's one of the most important ways to ensure that those who've served can successfully transfer back into civilian life, with career paths that don't strain their mental health. Walking with the Wounded deliver employment, mental health, care coordination and volunteering programmes across the UK to get those who served and their families, whether mentally, socially or physically wounded, back on their feet and making a positive contribution once more.
Walking with the Wounded's impact has been at times life-changing. We support some of the most vulnerable veterans in our society, and we believe that those that served deserve the support that we could give them.
A vital part of the charity's work in tackling mental health issues is its Head Start programme, which provides one-to-one private therapy for ex-service personnel with health difficulties such as depression, anxiety, PTSD and adjustment disorder. This support can be life-changing for veterans like Jeff, who, after a long and fulfilling career in the RAF, had a hard time coping mentally when he returned to civilian life following some of his experience in the Falklands War.
The ship was hit by an Exocet missile, and the next thing I remember was just ears ringing, the smell of burning, hot air.
After his service, Jeff began to suffer from PTSD, and his symptoms brought his home life close to breaking point. Jeff's wife Natalie has been by his side through some of his toughest times.
I knew there was something wrong. He was set off quite quickly by little things. Didn't quite know where to go to find help for him.
I was an angry veteran, couldn't settle, couldn't keep a job. I now have a stable family environment. I now have a stable job. So much has changed in the last 7 years that I did not think was possible.
The help that he got from Walking with the Wounded and the changes in him since then have been undescribable. He's far more relaxed. My children have really seen the difference that it's made in him, and he's a far more pleasant man to be around.
Reintegrating into civilian life and replicating the sense of purpose and self-worth experienced while serving is among the toughest challenges faced by veterans. Many will find new purpose through employment, but volunteering can also be an effective means of meeting new people, reducing social isolation and discovering activities that increase well-being and may lead to employment opportunities down the line. Adam joined the Army aged 16 and served 9 years with the Royal Logistics Corps as a chef. After returning to the UK from Afghanistan, Adam was medically discharged in 2019, following a period in rehabilitation after he suffered catastrophic injuries in a motorcycle incident one night on his way home from work.
I split my skull open. My heart stopped. So they had to resuscitate me again and put me into an induced coma to try and stop my brain from swelling up into my skull. I'm still struggling physically and cognitively. It made me more depressed and more head down and not caring about life as much.
Feeling detached and depressed, Adam sought help and shared his mental health struggles with Walking with the Wounded.
Scott from Walking with the Wounded helped me quite a bit. He got me welfare calls once a week just to phone me to see how I'm doing, how things are going, what else may I need assistance to help me back on my feet.
Adam joined Walking with the Wounded's volunteering programme, Op Regen.
I'm helping a veteran with dementia. We become brothers. We go to coffee shops, we go to libraries, and each of these things that I do for him, I see the happiness and smile on his face. That makes me feel more proud and gives me an up in my mental health of knowing that I'm doing good for somebody else. It makes me happy. If I wasn't involved with the volunteering through Walking the Wounded, I don't know where I'd be at right now. And I don't think I'd be here at all.
Walking with the Wounded work tirelessly to rebuild the lives of ex-service personnel in need. But the charity needs your help in order to continue to provide its specialist programmes focusing on mental health, volunteering and access to employment. By donating, you can help them provide support to those who've served in the armed forces and their families, empowering them to regain their independence and to make a positive contribution to society once more. To find out more, visit the charity's website, www.walkingwiththewounded.org.uk. Thank you.